Alex, congratulations. Obviously a very dominant win tonight against a guy that you yourself said was very, very dangerous. So how satisfied are you with the way things went tonight?
Yeah, very satisfied. It's always good to get the win. You know, that's all that really matters to me is getting that win and getting that paycheck for the family and rolling that legacy on. You know what I mean? Because he was dangerous. Like, you know, there was probably the most feared I've ever been in a fight, maybe. Like him and maybe Max. This was because I always say no one can beat me. No one can actually beat me. I don't believe anyone can beat me. But everyone has a puncher's chance. Everyone can catch you. And there's no one that's more dangerous and got a better chance of doing that than Yair Rodriguez. So there was, you know, obviously going into the game plan, you know, I showed him that respect. Mentally, I prepared as telling myself this. So it made me turn up in the gym every single day. It made me get the right training partners. It made me, you know, try and work out a good game plan. You know, systematically break him down. Take away a lot of his main tools, and I think we did a great job. He still was always going to be able to throw things because he's that creative. So that's why he was always going to be dangerous. But I was able to nullify a lot of his main tools, things that he would usually be able to do frequently. He couldn't do that with me, and then I was able to capitalize on that.
What was it like round by round? Because you did take over pretty early, right? But at the start of each round, he's back on the feet and he's throwing strikes, and that danger's there again. So was that, you know, kind of a difficult mental thing to get? Yeah.
Like that was always going to be there. But I mean, being prepared for him, ready for him, and there might have been one exchange where things landed a lot harder. I can't remember. Was that second round maybe? Like something landed, I'm like, oh yeah, nice, there we go. A lot of the other things he would kick and I'd roll with it and see it coming, and again having the right training partners to give me them looks was incredible. But yeah, there was one that maybe done something, the punches landed, I was like, oh yeah, they got in, I was fine, but he did a good job there. But other than that, you know, I was all right, even though he was flicking stuff out and maybe, you know, landing on hands and, you know, maybe touching the top of the head and things like that. I was still pretty comfortable in there and still seeing it all coming. So I just had to pick the right moments. Because again, like you go in a little too aggressive without the right setup, it could be good night. So you know, he's the type of guy that you need to be careful. You need to be smart. You know what I mean? You need to be thinking in there. You need to be doing the right things, and we did the right things.
You revealed afterwards that you're going to need some surgery, need a little time off. I guess, I mean, how serious is that? How long do you expect to be out?
I mean, I didn't mean to scare everyone with that. Like, when I say I'm going to do it, like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll be back in ASAP. Like, it will be a quick one. Just need to get something sorted. But I'll be training. You know, like, man, I broke my hand last International Fight Week. And you see me at Abu Dhabi ready to fight Islam or Charles Oliveira. That was a broken bone. This ain't a broken bone. We'll be right. I'll be you don't need to stress about that. I'll be training. I'm professional. You know, I want to be active. Again, I'll be back in there before most of the other guys, other champions anyway. So don't worry about that.
Nice. Last thing for me, Dana was here earlier, and we kind of asked him what he'd like to see for you know, because you keep mentioning lightweight, but obviously Ilya was here tonight, and he said basically you've proven everything. Whatever you want to do, he'll kind of go with it. So what is most important to you? You keep saying that lightweight, but
oh man, like we all know I want that lightweight belt. You know, we all know I want that rematch. You know, I want that Islam fight. I think not only for me to get that belt, for me to get that win back, but I think it is a massive fight for the UFC as well. I think it's a fight everyone wants to see. It was literally that type of fight. It was that close. It was a cracking fight. Everyone enjoyed it, and it was a very, very high level. There was 1 and 2 going at it, and we showed out. It really was that. Yeah, he lived up to the hype. I lived up to the hype, and that fight lived up to the hype. We just need to see 5 to 10.
Alex, to your left. You know, in boxing and MMA, historically, most people's time at the top has been very short. You're at the top now 3.5 years. It looks like you cleaned out the division, don't have a lot of challengers. Why do you think it is that most people can't last as long, and what is it that makes you special that you remain on top after such a long period of time?
Like, how will I stay on top, or what will
I need to do? How are you staying on top? You know, what's different in you than it is with other guys who are physically talented?
Yeah, well, man, I think it's just that, the passion for the sport, and the mindset. Like finding, for me, it's pretty easy. It's not hard for me to find a way to be motivated. Well, no, I don't need to be motivated. It's discipline. You know what I mean? People talk about, people want to listen to music. People want to do all this fancy shit to get motivated. I don't need that. I've got discipline. I'm going to turn up anyway. But I'm passionate about what I do. I always find a way. I always switch some things in there to get me hyped up. Especially for this one. I told myself, this guy's dangerous. Whether I you know, like I literally made it as if, oh, man, this bloke's going to maybe knock you out. You know what I mean? Like I literally, whether I did that so I would turn up in the gym, whether I'm that clever with that shit, I don't know. But I mean, it was like that. It literally was. I was like sitting there, oh yeah, shit, all right, let's get to work. No mucking about. Take this serious. And I did, 100%. And that's why you see me get better. But I mean, I said it all week. Like I'm in these sessions, doing training sessions, and I am, like I say, I'm passionate. Like you got to see me in there. Like we're breaking down techniques, and I could talk about it for hours. I got Joe yelling at me. He's like, get out, man. I've got to lock up the doors. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, because I'm just talking about details, and I get right into it. That's how passionate I am about it. Now, you know, there's not many people at the top that have been at the top for 3.5 years, as you said, that are more passionate than a few years ago. I guarantee I'm more passionate now than I was before. I love this game. I'm proud of where I am, and I'm proud of what I do, and I'm very happy I do this, and I'm privileged. This is a privilege to do something that I love and make money from it.
So on the other side of that, then, when you look at it, you know, a lot of guys come in here and they say, hey, I want to get to my after party or whatever, and they have another thing to keep them relaxed and not, you know, do you worry about burnout because you're going so hard for so long that, like, after a while you get sick of it, like you lose your passion for it because you're pushing so hard?
No, I wouldn't say I get sick of it. I mean, it's hard work. I'll be lying to you. Like, doing this, it is hard work. As I said, I need to think a few things, like being in pain 24/7. It's you know, it's hard work. You know, I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself, but it's yeah, sometimes you know, you might need a little bit. You might need a little bit of time off, and I don't want time off. Like I said, give me a week, that's all good. Get the surgery, I'll be back in the gym. You know, I can focus on a couple of things and chill with my family, and then back to work. But I mean, yeah, it's hard work. I don't know how to answer that question properly, but I mean, yeah, but I mean, I still love this. But I mean, you know, I'm not getting any younger. The body's feeling it, but that's why I'm in my prime, and I want to take advantage of it. That's why, even though I'm going to get surgery, even though I'm going to be injured, I need to get back in there because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay on top. I go, yeah, I'm passionate. Yeah, I'm experienced. I'm in my peak. How long is that going to last? So let's get to work. Let's get two of these bad boys.
Yeah, my last question for you, Alex, would be, you know, a lot of people are great physical athletes and they do it. And it seems to me like, obviously, you talked about your preparation, but it seems like maybe you're smarter than a lot of other guys in terms of understanding the game and understanding not only what it takes to win in the cage, but sort of what it takes to get your body through a long training camp. Would you agree with that? And do you feel like the fact that maybe your wisdom for this sport and your understanding of the sport is underrated?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do with that in many ways. You know, you might have physios and doctors that'll tell you different. Then, you know, here I am telling you, yeah, I do this, yeah, and I'm very smart with the way I think, but they're probably looking at me like, oh no, you literally run your body through the ground every freaking day. I'm sick of fucking treating you. But that's just how I am. But I mean, I still think we do the right stuff. I'm getting through these camps. Again, I just got a couple little things to fix up, and I'm back in there kicking ass again.
Alex, over here.
Yep.
After the Islam fight, a little bit of the narrative, I think even you said a little bit, is you were kind of drawing attention to when he would land punches, like you would kind of smile and point at him. You did that a bit against Yair too.
I still did that, did I?
Yeah. So I'm wondering, is that something you have to work on and can't like?
I think so, because there was times like where there was one when he did it, like he ended up landing it. That landed bigger, like it didn't rock me, but I was like, nice. Like he ended up following up. But I mean, there's times where things barely land, like even in that fight. Like he'll do it, the timing was good. I thought I was out of the way and he just got me, and I'm like, you know, like touche, you still got me. Like good timing, good reach, good distance. And then everyone's like, whoa, he's acknowledging it. Like, whoa, and I was like, oh, fuck, all right, I better stop doing that. And then you're saying I did it again. I mean, I don't know how people look at it that way. It just shows you how composed I am in there, how relaxed I am in there. I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, well done. You know, you got me one. You know what I mean? It shows you, like, I'm not even expecting you to land one. So I'm surprised, and I'm saying, well done, congratulations. That's all you're going to get. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm looking at it. People looking at it different. You know, I feel like me sitting there and them just touching and me going, oh, yeah, well done. And then you got, you know, especially in that, look, man, I don't want to get into that, but I mean, in his fight, like, doing these things, I'm like, it's full losing composure. Like, how does that not look worse than me going, yeah, well done. But, I don't know, people look at it different. Maybe I've got to work on it, because at the end of the day, all that matters is what everyone else thinks, right? And what them judges think. So if that is really going to be something that sticks in their head, you know, we talk about being smart, fighting smart, having IQ. I need to work on that. So maybe I need to do something about that.
Earlier in the week, Charles had said that October might be too soon for him to fight Islam in Abu Dhabi. So I'm curious, did you hear that? And if not, does that kind of make you circle that date even more?
Well, it makes it a lot better opportunity for me to step in there. But I mean, like I said, I'm not ruling that out. It's funny, these people want extra time. Like here I'm telling you I'm going to get surgery and I'm probably going to turn up there in October. So that's what I'm showing you, you know what I mean? Find me a champ, like, you know, there's not many of them anyway. I know you maybe got your Izzies and myself that is doing this. You know, we're going out there, we're staying active, we're fighting the fights that a lot of people wouldn't. And yeah, so, you know, I think people need to respect that a lot. People talk about BMFs and all that type of stuff. They're real BMFs. Guys that turn up when there's a lot on the line. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Alex over here.
One more quick, sorry. You had the face-off with Ilya cage side when you were leaving. Historically, like, you know, you and Max have been pretty respectful. Like, I know you and Brian got under each other's skin on The Ultimate Fighter, but he talks a lot, and, you know, he hopped the barricade to face off you. Does that get you excited that you'll have also a foil at press conferences and in the media to, like...
Oh, 100%. See, mine and Ortega's was a little bit... It's weird. Just spend too much time to each other and we just got annoyed with each other. This guy's going to be just talking his shit, and I love that. I'm like, yeah, talk your shit. Now I can have a bit of fun with it and punch you in the face for it. You know what I mean? And feel good punching your head through the canvas. Because again, like, I'm gonna squash that bloke, so it doesn't matter.
Alex over here. How cool was it to see Dan Hooker get that win, and then you going to your fight? Were you kind of paying attention to that and thought, man, I got to go out there and you know, keep?
Yeah, we'll probably put a video out there. Yeah, we'll go nuts for that. It was a cracking fight, man. It was nuts, man. How tough is that bloke? And then breaking his arm and still going through it. I mean, these are things that, you know, we talk about BMFs and doing things like that. Like, it's, I mean, some of the things you see people do in this sport is pretty incredible. Yeah, it was cool to see, especially to get his hand raised after a war like that against a game opponent. Jalen Turner is no joke. He's dangerous, and to be able to land, cop some of them shots, break your arm, and then still end up on top is pretty incredible.
Did Dan's fight a bit remind you of your situation last year with Holloway, where people were kind of counting you out against Holloway and Hooker? You look at the odds. He was a big underdog tonight. Came out there, had a tough first round, but persevered and got the decision victory. I don't know if that's something you guys talked about or not. No, it's not. But I mean, that happens all the time. People get counted out all the time. You know, that's just how it is. I mean, it's going to be the same with Pantoja, say. Like, he's beat Marino twice, and he's an underdog, and saying he's got no chance. Like, you can imagine how he would be. You know, that's going to happen. You've got to go prove yourself. But yeah, I wasn't surprised. I know Dan was a total different matchup for Jalen with that length and toughness was going to go a long way, and that showed out tonight. His toughness and obviously the fight IQ, that length and that well-roundedness. And just last one from me. Again, you were here a year ago today, big win over Holloway. A lot has happened in the year. You had the fight with Islam. It was very close. You get this performance tonight, finishing Yair Rodriguez. I know you're fresh off the victory, but you've been able to kind of soak this in. How much you've really leveled up just in the grand scheme of things. Now, you know, people consider you the greatest fighter, you know, in the sport right now. I don't ever get to soak it in properly, to be quite honest. I wish I did soak it in more. It's a good trait to have, where I can just move on and play what's in front of me, and, you know, it makes me be able to, in camps, I tell you, like, you know, I can still, you know, turn up in the gym, and, like, it helps me with all that type of stuff, but I feel like I don't try and really soak it in and enjoy it enough and embrace it enough. So I will, you know, obviously I appreciate everything. I appreciate the fans. I appreciate the love, but I forget about it like that. Again, it's a good thing to have because it keeps me disciplined. It keeps me, you know, grounded, but at the same time, I wish I could really appreciate and understand what I'm doing right now, because it's pretty incredible. 5 defenses, 7 title fights I think I've had. It's pretty crazy. It seems like yesterday I got the belt, you know what I mean? And look what we're starting to do. So it's pretty crazy. I think I need to really sit down and really take it all in.
Alex, right here. Down here.
Go ahead, please.
Thanks. You said before the fight that you weren't too impressed with Ilya and you didn't really want to talk about him too much. Can you talk about him now? You know, what you think about him as a challenger?
It's funny with this one, you know, you want to talk up your opponents, right? You want everyone to know, like, yeah. So it's funny. But, I mean, he's going to talk his shit. So people, I remember, I can say whatever I wanted. You know, people don't have to believe it. But I was sitting there, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say how easy I think that fight's going to be, because then people might not be interested. But he's going to talk his shit, so people are going to want to see me punch him in the face, so it don't matter. But yeah, I look at that as, again, no disrespect to the bloke, but the shit he's doing ain't going to work on me. And hopefully you get to see that soon.
And you, of course, faced off, like you mentioned, but what did you say to each other?
Oh, nothing. I told him, I go, yeah, come on, jump over. Let's do a little face-off. Let's amp it up a little bit. See what it has. And I said to him, I go, oh, man, I thought you were a bit taller, because everyone's so much taller than me. I'm like looking eye to eye, and I'm like going, psh. I was going, man, I was about to say I got this 71-inch reach, which is a lie, but I should run with that. But yeah, it's again, no disrespect to the bloke. He is a good fighter. He's undefeated. Can't wait to take that 0.
Thank you.
Alex, right here. That finishing sequence was just unbelievable. The strikes into the takedown into the ground and pound. Did that feel as seamless to you in that moment as it looked to us observing it?
I don't know. It's weird. Like I was like so clear-headed while that was happening. I went there, throwing the punches. Like, oh, even though he's sort of hurt, like I've seen him in these positions throw crazy shit, like her elbows. I'm like, all right, I better take him down, because I know I'm just going to squash and punch his head through the canvas. So I was like, it was weird how like calm and composed I was through that. Like, picked him up, dumped him, got on there. Oh, yeah, this is the position. Oh, yeah, he won't get out. All right, let's just ground and pound. The rest going to have to stop it. It was weird how I went through it. I probably should have loaded him up a little bit more, just fucking really be dramatic with it. But I mean, it was good. I love my ground and pound. Everyone, it's starting to be a bit more of an iconic Volk sort of a tradition to just rain down some ground and pound bombs.
Can you remember another moment in your career, another fight where you've had that clear-headedness in a sequence like that?
I'm pretty clear-headed all the time, to be quite honest. But maybe in the heat of the moment like that, while you're getting the finish, like, yeah, like that. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Depends. It depends how you look at it. Obviously, Islam being in certain positions where most people would freak out, and I'm sitting there, you know, laughing it off, having a laugh with him. I guess people would look at that and be like, it's pretty crazy. But I mean, people don't know what I'm doing in the gym. I'm like in them positions with absolute killers that are twice the size of me. So that's why I'm sitting there laughing at lightweights doing it to me.
Yeah, no, your 6th title fight win tonight. There's natural comparisons, especially with Jose Aldo being inducted in the Hall of Fame on Thursday. Are you still
well-deserved as well?
Yeah. Are you still of the mindset to be called the featherweight GOAT, that you need to hit that 8 where he's at, or do you feel like now?
I mean, the man just got a Hall of Fame and all that. Like, I'm not here to try and take, you know, I mean, like, I'll let everyone else sort of decide that. He's an absolute legend of the sport. No one deserves a Hall of Fame more than him. And to see how passionate he was going in there, and like that was as raw as it got, like when he got emotional like that, and that was cool to see. Almost brought a tear to my eyes, to be quite honest. But absolute legend. Very happy for him, and that's for people to decide, not me.
And just last thing, if this Islam fight does happen again, what in your mind is the biggest thing you need to do differently to make it definitive in your favor?
I mean, it's going to be another, like, I'll be lying to you to say, hey, I'm just going to walk through him and do this and do that. Like, it's going to be another highly contested battle, but I guarantee I get my hand raised. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to capitalize on a lot more things. But yeah, again, it really is 2 top guys going at it, and they've done 5 rounds, and you're going to see another. There's a good chance you might see another 5 rounds of it. I'd love to get a finish, but we're both that good. It might be that type of fight, but looking forward. Again, it's a challenge, another challenge that excites me. So you know, that's why I obviously want it. Because that's what keeps you. Again, we talk about I don't need to be motivated, but it's exciting when I can have guys like that in front of me. Like that camp that I had, I did like 14 weeks. You know what I mean? Like it's just so good to have someone like that in front of you, and just you ask about how do you get better. It's things like that that get you better. Certain opponents in front of you that get you better. And you know, like I told myself, I need to work on this. You know, where you're at now is not good enough. You know, like in that fight. He got his hand raised. Do I think I won? Yeah, I do. But he got his hand raised. All right, I need to work on these things. So I'm going to evolve again. And then, you know, these lightweights and featherweights aren't going to stand a chance.
Hey, Alex, were you able to watch Rob's fight?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I watched that. Obviously, unfortunate for Rob. And, man, like, did not expect that. Like, I think there might be footage of me. I'm like, yeah. Like, Robbie's obviously very well-rounded, no joke. man, Drickus did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, Izzy talks about manifesting things. I'm like, oh yeah, like, is this thing legit or what? Is this manifesting thing, like, that's no joke? Like, he literally manifests things and it fucking happens. Like, you know what I mean? He's on another level. Izzy's got some sort of crazy powers or something, like, because I did not expect that to happen.
What do you think of Izzy versus Drickus?
You know, obviously he looked great to take out someone like Rob, man, credit to him. But, you know, Izzy's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I highly doubt he's going to be able to land on Izzy and even get on top. And, yeah, man, look, I think Izzy's just going to be too good. But to take out Rob like that, you've got to be hyped up for that fucking fight. So, I mean, if he can go out there and take out, so, like, honestly, Robbie's one of the best in the world, literally, and he was able to beat him. So you can never count that guy out. He knows how to fucking win. Excuse my French.
And one last one. It was announced Max versus Zombie. Obviously, you fought both of them. A lot of people were like, Max, it's why did you even make this fight? Max is going to make it look easy. Like, what are your thoughts on the matchup?
I mean, they're both tough. It's going to be a fun fight. I guarantee you. Yeah, Max, do I think Max is going to win? Yeah, but Zombie's going to be there. You're going to just see, like, you know, two zombies just going at it. They're just going to beat the shit out of each other. So everyone's in for a good night of fights for that one too, I think. Yeah, again, they both got solid chins. I wanted to take that Max granite chin, you know, that legendary chin out. I couldn't do it. I don't think anyone can. So I've given up, and I think everyone should just give up. And I think it's going to be, it'll be hard for Zombie. I think that's going to be Zombie's best chance. But I mean, it's going to be hard to do.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's get a photo real quick.